What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Guys, you know, I'm never amazed by the guys that you see on social media, you know, and I've been around a long time, you know, on the YouTube space. I've seen a lot of guys come, I've seen a lot of guys go, all right? I've seen the emergence of a guy like Kevin Samuels. I've seen the decline of somebody like Derrick Jaxn. But, you know, my grandmother used to always tell me that God always has a ram in the bush. And what that means is, you know, when Abraham was going to sacrifice Isaac, there was a ram that was stuck in the bush. And so that ram was meant to be next. In a weird way, and this is not, I'm not saying God has his plan, but, you know, when the fall of Derrick Jaxn happened, there's a ram in the bush. There's another guy that's next up. This guy is known as Pastor Papidon, okay? And he describes himself as a women's rights activist. So we know where he's going with that. You know, any man that describes himself as a women's rights activist, I really understand it, because women have so much already at their behest. You know, like there's a lot of things going on with women. There's a lot of women's rights activists. But yet I think that the most underserved community you can be a part of is for men. Men are the ones that don't have a lot of rights anymore. Okay, especially in the black community. But this guy, he's like Derrick Jaxn, but a Pookie and a Ray Ray version of, you know, Derrick Jackson's very clean cut. But this guy is more like a thug. You know, he has like all these tattoos. He just got out of prison, something like that. I'm not hating on the brother, but one thing for sure is that while simps have different looks, they're saying the same thing, okay? And guys who are looking to pander to women online and make money, largely because I believe these are the men who are not very educated or very talented in life. I don't think that Derrick Jaxn's a very smart man at all. I mean, look how he runs his business. Look how he runs his YouTube channel. He doesn't understand the business, in my opinion. And, you know, this guy here, Pastor Papidon, you know, he's a jerk that's trying to just make some money. You know, I'm not really mad about him. But I want to play a few clips of what his content is about. And I'll deal with this video in particular, and we'll come back to talk about that.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but there is no content on social media when it comes to taking care of your girlfriends, bozo, or taking care of the girl that you want to talk to. There's no trick and there's no pandering to that. You're broke. It's either you're going to start taking care of her, or you're going to start pursuing women the way they're supposed to, or the next man's going to get her. You lost your turn, bozo. Move!
Now, I'm dealing with this clip. You guys just saw that about taking care of your woman and treating women like they're supposed to be treated. Now, let me just say this. As a guy, you know, I am pro-black. So I do believe that there's a certain level of things that men do for women in human nature. Now, the problem is with today's generation is that a lot of women are not receptive to that, and they feel entitled to that without them having to contribute to, you know, the relationship or to their community. You know, a lot of times in the community building aspect of relationships where you have families and you have people, many men feel like women are liabilities to these situations, whereas they take and don't contribute anything. Okay, and that even is dealing with relationships. In times past, when men contributed things for women that they wanted to take care of, you know, women would do things for the relationship. You know, they would be more likely to clean, they'd be more likely to cook, more likely to rear the children and things like that. In today's world, obviously women have more access to education, things like that. They want to be businesswomen, and I understand that, right? But at the same time, wanting to still be provided for without having a limited role as before. So they still want the full providership of a man without doing less with doing less in relationships in comparison to their female predecessors. The problem I have with what he's saying here is that if you don't take care of her, some other guy will. This is the biggest nonsense that simps are here talking about. Because if you look at the black community, some of the most women who are the most broke, some of the women who are struggling the most are women who are beautiful and who are attractive. Okay? A lot of women in the black community and urban communities who I believe that would be the majority of his following, they are not being taken care of. Okay? There is no next guy. There is no next guy. All right? Who is the next guy that if you won't take care of her, somewhere else will? Okay, then tell that to a lot of the women out there who are single moms. Tell that to all the women on Tinder looking for dates. Tell that to the woman who during coronavirus couldn't get out and get a bottle of water because, you know, it was out of stock. What about all the women who were doing so bad and while a lot of men in technical fields and manufacturing fields were flourishing during the pandemic? How many women are single, wishing they had a man simply because the next man won't take care of her? And the thing about it is this. We talk about the next man that will take care of her. Well, what is a man that can take care of a woman? Let's be honest. A man who can treat a woman and let's say take care of expenses. And I believe that men have the right or have the ability to do that. If I have a woman and the woman is doing what she's supposed to do, I don't have a problem providing for her or taking care of the woman. You know, that's contributing to the community. And the reason why I said it is because that's one less woman out there that's not out here broke or not out here struggling. And that's my contribution. Because when a man has a woman and he takes care of her, he's helping the black community. If you're dealing with black women, it's an honor, all right, to serve your community in that way that you're not taken away from the community. But this reality that he's talking about, that men are going to be, you know, just stepping up. Well, think about this. A man that can afford to take care of a woman has what? Many options. So if you're not taking care of her, then the reason why she's dealing with you is because she couldn't initially get a guy that could take care of her in the first place. That's why, because the thing about what Manny Fresh said, if you could, you would, you can't, so you ain't. So the issue is that she initially had no ability to get that. So you're telling these women that if you don't take care of the guy, some other guy's gonna do it. And that's why it says you snooze, you lose. But no, what the reality is water seeks its own level. If she's dealing with a broke man or a stingy man that won't do anything for her, that is because that is where her value is right now. If she could do better, she would have done better. She can't, so she ain't. But women like to hear these things. They like to hear that somebody's going to promise them that somebody's going to take care of them, and if you don't do this, the next man will. And the ladies liking those videos are women who have kids, who have, are on Instagram twerking it. The reality is that, you know, if you're upper in age and you're not competitive, you don't have somebody coming to take care of you. That's the reality. Nobody wants to say that when a man says it, but you're just a guy trying to lie. All right? There are so many single women in the black community that can't get access to, and also they have to like the guy, be attracted to him. You know, a lot of women are very picky despite having ugly circumstances. I will say that. Who's to say that she even likes the guy? See, that's another problem that we're dealing with. We're dealing with a lot of these issues that you're not wanting to discuss here. That is the problem. And guys like that are just empowering women to set them up. Like, you're not a women's rights activist. Like, if you cared about women, you would tell them the truth. You don't care about women. You want to make money off of them. This guy, in my opinion, is a charlatan. He's a scam artist, okay? Because you're telling women what they want to hear and at the same time disrespecting and putting down men for maybe not wanting to, take care of women. Maybe that woman is not worth being taken care of. There are certain things that a woman needs to have to be qualified to be a woman that's worth investing in. Every woman's not worth is investing in a guy's money and time in. I'm sorry. I know you want to make every woman believe that she's worth investing in time. Is every guy worth her woman's time? No. But you can't say that. If you do, then you're misogynist. But this is the fact. Most people are not worth investing time in, be it men or women. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Joint. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. Check out the first comment at the top. Check out the Black Men Purple t-shirts. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I am out.